We are back out on the trail after a great couple days in Etna. We fell in love with that town. That was such a fun time. But we're back out here. We actually skipped up to Dunsmuir. It was really smoky today, so I think we made the right choice. We're just trying to make it to the Sierras a little faster. Most people skip this section anyways because of the wildfires, so I hear it's not too exciting anyways. So, but yeah, we're back out. I had a bit of a hard moment before we started hiking. I was talking to my twin sister on the phone, and it just like all came out of just tears and just feeling lonely and just really having a hard time mentally now. And had a good cry, and then had a good cry with Parks, and it just sucks feeling so emotional out here. It's really hard to do this, especially when you're not in the best mental space. Really it's just like longing for more people out here. That is seriously my biggest hurdle. I am realizing how much of a social being I am and how I just really crave and value connections with people. It's hard when you're so deprived of that. But I'm also trying to find strength in loneliness. Maybe not loneliness, maybe just like learning to be alone and learning to be more independent and finding strength within myself all on my own. So, I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. I feel a lot better, and it feels good to be back out and hiking again. This feels so much like hiking in North Carolina right now. So we did our entire resupply at the Dollar General, which means there's a lot of new foods that I haven't tried before, and it's kind of exciting. And these taste just like pizza. I don't know. You guys have probably had these before. I've never had them. And they taste just like pizza. This is how we celebrate holidays out here, since we can't really do the whole decoration thing. So we get themed candy, and it's very exciting. It feels very festive. Those are some crazy rock formations. There she is. It's nice to see mountains again.
It looks like it does eventually hit the pave.
So we just ran into Daddy and Dozer very randomly. Like, I immediately saw them and I was like, what's wrong? What's going on? Because we shouldn't be seeing them. I thought they were like a day ahead of us, and they just randomly popped up on the trail. Turns out that Daddy and Dozer most likely have COVID because the friends that they stayed with in Ashland, they all tested positive, and Dozer was feeling really sick too, like the day we saw them in Etna. And I had a feeling it might be COVID. I heard it was going around town, and several people on the trail have gotten it. And so it's probably COVID. Parks and I just got COVID right before we came out here, so I feel pretty safe. I feel like my body still has quite a lot of immunity to it right now, and so I'm not too worried, but definitely going to have to keep an eye on how we're feeling the next few days. There's a trail angel who keeps all of this stuff stocked like throughout the entire summer for us. They have, oh my gosh, these. So many snacks, candy, a giant thing of Gatorade powder, a little hiker box, and then they pre-pack, I mean, like, just absolutely spoiled us. Oh, and look, cold drinks in the river. Alright, so we are doing a little side adventure. We saw that there's a hot springs in Big Bend, and the trail doesn't go anywhere near Big Bend, but we saw that there's a bunch of dirt roads that actually shaves off some miles, and you can get back on the PCT. So we are road walking, and we're sticking our thumb out every time a car drives by, and we just got a hitch that shaved off 5 miles. We're getting a lot closer to the hot springs, and we should be there by tomorrow. Well, I would say this alternate route is working out. This is so cool. Just took a dip and it was amazing, and now we are ready to keep going. So we are quite nervous because we didn't realize that this road is technically closed and we have to cross a dam, and I think they have the dam closed to vehicles right now, and I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get across it. So the dam didn't work out, unfortunately. We are quite bummed because this adds who knows how much to our day. We're now rerouting and trying to figure out a way to get back to the trail from all these winding dirt roads that, I don't know, not fun. Gotta ride. All right, we can all breathe a collective sigh of relief because we are back on the trail. Like what Parks just said, today may have not been the adventure we had envisioned, but it sure was an adventure. The gnats are so bad. It has come to this. More trail magic. Are you kidding me? What's in these things? Wow. What else we got? Chargers. One Cliff Bar. More Gatorade powder. And that's empty. We'll take it. Oh, and chairs. Are you kidding me? This is something you take for granted every day. Being able to sit down on a real chair.
So here's a dam that was closed yesterday that we couldn't go around to get to right here. So we went all the way back up here and around and down and then here.
Yeah, we don't have to mention that part. I don't want to relive
And now
those few hours.
we are going to take this forest road all the way down near Big Bend. We found the hot spring to be at this bridge. People park and walk. We're just going to walk.
So that's to the hot spring?
Down here to the hot spring.
And then we'll continue down the road all the way to the highway where we're going to hitch a ride into Burney.
Which is down here.
Tomorrow. So the question is, where are we going to camp tonight? Because all of these are privately owned properties, which means we might have to stealth camp.
We're going to camp right about there.
We're gonna find somewhere to sleep tonight.
That's right. Ingenuity.
So the other day at Dollar General, I found the snack that has the most calories I've ever seen. If you know of anything that has more calories, put them in the comments. But this here is a Boston cream honey bun. I want y'all to just guess in your mind how many calories you think this is. It is 580. And I'm so excited. Yeah, if you know of anything that has more calories in a single package, let me know, because I'll eat it, because I need calories so bad right now. Last bit of my water. It's really hot today, and I think we've got a mile before we're at the hot springs, which is funny, but leave it to Parks and I to enjoy it anyways, because we are hot spring fanatics and it's right next to the river, so we're just gonna do some cold water river dips and then jump in the hot springs. But yeah, we're getting close and we've scoped out a couple campsites that are good for stealth camping, so Worst case scenario, we'll have to hike like a mile from the hot springs to camp, but that's nothing. So yeah, I think our plan is it's going much better today compared to yesterday. Heck yeah, we made it! Oh my gosh. Are you happy this worked out?
I am so happy this worked out.
Me too. Worth the stress of yesterday. This place is amazing.
A project where you can't get down to the base of the falls anymore.
So, funny story. We met a couple at the hot springs and we had mentioned what our plans were. We were gonna camp there that night or tonight and leave in the morning for Burney, and they're like, "Oh, you're walking there?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna walk down this main road past Big Bend and then to Burney." And they're like, "Oh no, you can't walk through Big Bend. Like, it's just not safe. It's not it." They're like, "We can't let you do that." They're like, "Please let us give you a ride tonight because we don't even want to camp here because it's too close to Big Bend." And we were like, "Oh, we had no idea it was that sketchy." And so they were like, "Please let us give you a ride into town tonight." And I was like, "Sure." And you can there's a church that will host PCT hikers. And I was like, "Just drop us off at the church. We'll take a ride gladly." Um, and then they're like, "No, we'll just host you." So we're hanging out at their house now. We're in Burney. Literally cannot have imagined me ending up here. This is just nuts. All right, we are walking around Burney, getting our trail chores done. Currently on the hunt for fuel. Then we got to do our resupply, and then we're ready to start making our way back to the trail.
Like, we'll give you hiker discounts and all. And like for us, like we're just like hiking, like, but it's cool.
Oh, dang it. Go for it. So we've been hanging out at the church for a couple hours while we're trying to figure out our game plan. We're just gonna start resupplying and see if we can get a ride somewhere, somehow, to the falls, and then TBD after that. I'd like to jump ahead a little bit more after the falls, or we'll just get on the trail from there. We're literally running because our ride is waiting for us. And then we're going to Old Station, which is like 30 miles from here, because we don't feel like hiking through a burn area, but I really wanted to see the falls. And our driver was like, "Yeah, I'll take you to the falls and then I'll take you to Old Station." So we're running so we can make it to Old Station, but also see the falls before everything closes. This is so cool! Alright, now we're running back! That was worth it! It was not a good idea to eat McDonald's before this. Alright, we made it to Old Station. They just closed, but we were able to run in there before they closed, and they open up at 7 a.m. tomorrow. So we've decided we're going to push it for like 110 miles. So we're gonna wake up in the morning, grab a couple more items from the gas station so that we can actually handle a 110 mile stretch, because right now we only have food for 3 days. Well, we didn't get a hitch. We didn't have any luck at all. I think we waited for like an hour. And finally I was like, let's be proactive and just start walking. We were only gonna shave like 7 miles at most if we did get a ride. So no big deal, let's just walk those miles instead. So we're walking. So we didn't plan something very well. We knew that there was I think it's called Lassen National Park is coming up like really soon. And we just didn't think it through. The trail going through the national park boundaries requires that you have a bear can on you within those miles. We don't have a bear can, which means we can't park within the national park boundaries, which is like 20 miles. So either we can hike until 2 in the morning and do a 30-mile day because we had such a late start to the day. We've only done 6 miles and it's 1:40. Or we just hike another 5 miles and then set up camp and just call it an 11-mile day and then just do the miles tomorrow through the national park, and then we just don't camp within those boundaries. Gosh, that we just did not plan this out well, and it's just impossible to know everything. We've been hanging out here for the last like 3 hours, just like taking naps, listening to books. It's been a really, really relaxing afternoon, and that's just because we wanted to hang out where there's water and eat dinner here before we have to dry camp in about 3 miles, which is where the boundary is. And then we're gonna wake up super early and try and do a 30. It's crazy. When we first started hiking this trail, it wouldn't get completely dark until like 10:30 or 11. And now it's getting dark at 7:30. Right now it's 7:48. We've got a little less than a mile until camp, and then we plan on going right to bed because we've got a long day tomorrow. Good morning. It is almost 6:30. We just left camp. We ended up cowboy camping last night and the stars were incredible. But it was a little bit of a rough night. My sleeping pad got a hole in it. I don't know how that happened. It must have happened in the middle of the night. But I had to blow up my sleeping pad every 2 hours, and that is just not sustainable out here. So I've got to put that on the top of my priority list for today, is to figure out where this hole is, because I can't function like that. Check out this huge tree. That is one of the biggest ones I've seen. Check out the roots where it fell. Look at that. This is really beautiful. I can understand why this is a national park. At first I was like, I don't know anything about Lassen National Park. It is so pretty, you guys. After about 15 minutes, we finally found the hole. Which means hopefully I'll be able to sleep tonight, because that was a nightmare. This is our last lake for a while, I think. Where are you going? Well, I'm kind of bummed because we were supposed to do a 10x10 today, but it didn't happen because we had to stop at this lake and find the hole in my pad, but we were so close. But we're gonna get one this week, I have a feeling. A 10x10 is when you do 10 miles before 10 a.m. And you can get a lot of miles in every day if you could do a 10x10. So we're trying to make that a thing. We're trying to act like real thru hikers now. We have a creek crossing, but once again, Mother Nature has us covered. Thank you. Check that out. That is a giant boiling pit of mud. Natural hot spring. I guess that's why it makes this place a national park. Check it out. A geyser. That's so cool. All right. say overall it's gonna be about a 27-mile day. We are about an hour away from camp. We would do a couple more miles if we could, but it really just comes down to water at this point. We really have to plan our days around water. It's just really, really dry out here. But yeah, it's been a great day. Really beautiful, kind of sunny, but got like a nice cool fall breeze all day. It's been a super enjoyable day. That is bigger than my head. That is crazy. Okay, Parks, a quick recap of the day since I'm going on vacation next week and you're gonna do all the vlogging.
Alright, so we woke up in a cul-de-sac on the ground, cowboy camp style. We left by about 6:20. We walked through about 20 miles of nothing but a burned area. And I saw 2 deer. And what else? Lassen Volcanic National Park is completely burned. I don't really know why it's a national park.
But there's some cool geothermal.
There's some geothermal activity going on, some geysers.
All right, well, we're gonna go to bed. We're cowboy camping tonight. Here, point the, yeah, there's camp.
Take this quarter. Go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face.
It is almost 7 o'clock and we are about ready to start the day. I think we're gonna do another 27 miles and we are hitting the halfway point today. Ooh!
Show me them guns, brother. There we go.
That's because I use trekking poles.
That's right. I got little skinny arms now.
Well, this is literally the trail, and I tried to hop, skip, and jump across with my shoes on across these logs. It did not work out well. Ugh, I just am really not feeling it today. I'm really tired of walking through crispy, burned forests. Do you want to laugh or cry at the fact that we're only halfway done?
I'm hungry.
Mexico, 1,325 miles. And that's how much we've walked so far. I just got to do all that one more time.
Pretty easy.
That was a big one. You enjoying your nap?
It's good.
I'm just seeing all the people who've done this before me. Amazing how many people are willing to do something crazy like this. These grasshoppers are crazy. I have been getting pelted in the face with them for the last 4 or 5 miles. So we are very happy because we just found out that tomorrow we get to eat a real meal. We've been out here for a while and our food is getting so old. But luckily we go through, like the trail literally goes right through the town of Belden, which it really isn't a town. It's a restaurant, a general store, and I think like an RV park. And it's like, we're gonna get there at the perfect time tomorrow. And we may camp there or we may push it a couple more miles, we'll see. But I'm just so excited that we're gonna get like a real meal in our tummies tomorrow. Oh boy, this is quickly approaching us, like full force, and we're supposed to camp right here, and we're completely exposed. And I know our tent stakes aren't going to go into this ground, there's too much rock. I don't really know what to do. We are hiking, oh gosh, There's lightning now. We're hiking as fast as we can. I think there might be some campsites a half a mile ahead. I hope we get there on time. I think we're about to get slammed by this. Okay, we're running now. We're running now because we're too exposed and there's lightning everywhere. I'm happy to report we made it in the tent safely on time. And we can't really see much, but we know there's still lightning and there's thunder, and we're just kind of bracing for impact, or maybe it won't even hit us, who knows. But it definitely looked like it was going to.